This is an assignment that my students did the first day of school, and it was to give me some idea of where they were in their understanding of what science is. So they had to look at these and mark which ones they thought were science, and then they had to pick one that they chose and explain why they chose that, not. I'm going to go through a couple papers and do some noticings. So this is a student that has a really high understanding of science. There's a couple pieces I looked at. They didn't think that horoscopes were science, for example. They did think that testing cars for safety was an example of science. And he explains these really well in his writing. And then on his last question, one word is investigation. So this student really understands that science is about testing. This student has a pretty solid understanding as well. She says that studying diseases is science because it has to do with cause and effect and lots of studying. She said that one that she chose was horoscopes, so she understood that horoscopes was not science. But she wasn't able to answer this last question, and it wasn't that she didn't get to it, it's that she couldn't vocalize exactly what was going on here. I think that's something this student needs, is an understanding of evidence, and I think if they had an idea about how evidence fit into science, they would have a good idea, a better idea of what science was. Student here has some misconceptions because they have marked that writing horoscopes is science. So either they don't know what a horoscope is, or they don't have an understanding of what that is. Now, they didn't mark ghost or Bigfoot, so my suspicion is they just don't know what a horoscope is. However, they also wrote that testing cars for safety was not science because that is what car engineers do and work, and that's not science. So what this student does have is they have a very closed idea of what science is and who does science. So I might want to work on that with this student. The final paper I'm going to show you here is a student that also has some misconceptions. This one simply marked everything as being an example of science. And the reason she did that, she explains, is she chose to mark them all because science is about studying and researching, and you do all of that with these activities. So the student did understand that science has study and has research, but did not understand at all, or has no understanding that science might be about testing or experimenting and is about data. So this student as well needs some effort that we start talking about the concept of evidence, and we connect the concept of evidence with science. And we're going to do that through actually doing an experiment.